Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello! Welcome! Yeah! It's the Young and Hungry AfterBuzz After Show. Woo! It's getting weird up in here. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. Welcome to the Young and Hungry AfterBuzz After Show. If you have not already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzz TV. Hit subscribe. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. You can subscribe there as well so you don't miss a single episode. Let me introduce my lovely panel. We got Mr. Dakota T. Jones.
Hi guys, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Dakota T. Jones, like she said. And who do we have here?
Becca Brown, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Becca B Talks TV.
Awesome. Welcome, guys. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. As I said, you can tweet at me at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And we have Becca B live in the chat.
Yes, we do.
So if you are live on YouTube with us, she's there with you. This song, I don't know why it gets me so
It's
pumped.
so
gets me pumped.
addictive.
Yeah.
It's catchy.
It's real
And
catchy.
I love when they're throwing the food. Like, I just want to be in that opening scene.
Me too. I like cake.
We should have a cameo in that.
I just want food
Seriously.
Food, seriously.
all the time.
All right, let's
Please.
jump into, because we have 2 episodes we
Yes.
need to cover. Let's start with the first one, episode 3, Young and First Date. All right, overall thoughts, Young and First Date, what'd you guys think? Dakota?
I loved it. I feel like they were finally in their little honeymoon stage. And then as all the episodes show, we decide, oh, you know what, we're going to screw things up for them. But overall, I really liked it. And I finally liked they're taking the step to be in a relationship.
Okay, Becca?
I liked it. By the episode title, I knew that it wasn't going to go as planned.
Yeah.
Because why would it?
Right.
It'd be boring. It wouldn't be a comedy show anymore if it went as planned.
You and I had sat and talked about how predictable this show is
Ye-
becoming, is
Yeah.
continuing to be, I guess.
Which I also think comes along with the comedy aspect of
Yeah.
the show, that it is like comedies do get predictable.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with you. I definitely think the Gosh relationship is, that's what they are, Gabi and Josh. The Gosh relationship is very much predictable. I want to start, before we get into the date, because that was the bulk of it, I want to talk about this Sofia and Jake situation. What do you guys think? Because I know that Sofia was feeling really guilty, and at the end, you know, Gabi forgave her, and Josh had a much better take on it.
Yeah.
Dakota, what did you think about the Jake-Sofia thing?
You know, I think it was totally fine. I'm so tired of Gabi thinking that she can just, like, be with all these guys and, like, run the show and not allow any of the other characters a guy. I feel like she feels like she can just, like, reign over the town that they live in and just take them all. And she gets upset if someone even, like, dare, you know, date someone that she had a thing with. But they weren't even really together. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's unfair of Gabi to even be mad to begin with.
Yeah.
Unless they were in a more long-term thing, and then I could see why she would be upset. But it was, like, 3 days.
Becca, what'd you think?
My only complaint was that he wasn't in the episode.
Yeah, agreed. I'm wondering if anybody in the chat has any ideas, so please make sure that you are live with us on YouTube, guys. We want to hear your opinions. All right, so Sofia's whole thing about how life is complicated and it's not a fairy tale, I got frustrated because Gabi's an adult, right? Like, Gabi, you should know this.
Yeah.
Becca, what are you thinking?
I mean, she's kind of irrational.
Oh, kind of.
Kind of?
That's like the whole premises of the show.
Yeah?
Yeah, have you?
Just
I
a
don't know if
little.
you've seen the show. Gabi's irrational.
Just a little.
Maybe a tad bit.
Yeah, but at least
Yeah.
we have Sofia to be her, not voice of reason, because Yolanda's the voice of reason. Sofia's there to, like,
So Sofia isn't that rational either,
Right.
most of the time.
I feel like she's becoming more and more irrational as the show goes on, because she used to be
Because
the
she
one that
hangs out
kind of
with Gabi too much.
I know, she used to be the one that kind of brought Gabi back and be like, look, you know, you're kind of overreacting here, you're kind of going crazy, but then again, she always gets sucked into her plans. But now Sophia's starting to be more and more irrational herself.
Yeah,
the
but
choices
Yeah.
she's making.
At
Gabby's
least-
bad influence.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gabby is a bad influence, but at least Sophia and Jake make sense.
Yeah, I think so.
And Josh thinks so as well.
Which is surprising.
No, I
but
think it does make sense.
Yeah.
I think Josh is just excited that Jake is moving on to someone else and not Gabby, who he's in love with. I think he's probably just like, oh, you like someone else? Good, go for it. I'm all for it, you know?
Yeah.
As long as it's not my girl. I mean, I
As
get
long
what
as
he's
I don't
saying.
have people to compete with.
Yeah.
Which is
I guess that's
Yeah.
why Gosh works so well, is because Gabby and Josh are both the same way.
Yeah.
Right? I get to date everyone. You can't have any of them.
Yes.
All right, so let's switch gears and talk about Yolanda's pregnancy scare. Yeah. That's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
So we think
Pregnancy
she's pregnant. Well,
well,
yeah. She thinks she's
I was
pregnant.
secretly hoping
she thinks she's
was.
pregnant for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it probably wasn't possible, but I was really hoping she was. Just because, can you imagine, like, that would take the show on a whole different turn. We get to see, like, oh, Yolanda
No,
trying
I
to
was hoping
be a struggling
too.
mom. It's like, no, she would be like, I mean, she's a mom already,
Yeah.
but, like, to see her, like, now in her age she's in, trying to, like,
I
go
was
back and be a mother.
hoping she was pregnant too.
I think that would be some great footage
Got
we
my
have
hopes
there.
up.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that like it's not possible. It's not possible. Wouldn't it have been great if she was? Also, I love that they question that the menopause kit exists.
Oh my gosh.
Because I went, I don't think that's a real thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I guess it is.
Is it a real thing, or is it
Is
just
it
something
real?
they created for the show? Please let us know in the comments, because I'm very
Yeah.
confused about that.
I think it's a real thing. I'm gonna go with it's a real thing. And then Elliot's baby proving the apartment thing. That was obvious.
It was more like he
was-
was Yolanda proofing the apartment.
Right.
Yeah, Yolanda proofing. That's funny.
Because I think she's a child herself, which actually leads to
Which
this.
someone on the chat is like, the adults are children.
Yeah,
Oh,
S.J.
yeah.
Fisher,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Awesome.
Said there are a bunch of adult children running around.
Oh yeah. All right.
Everywhere.
Let's talk about the couple we want to talk about. Let's talk about Gosh.
Let's talk about it.
Which
Okay.
also people, I think, call like Jabby.
Yeah,
or
most people are
something.
calling it Jabby now, but gosh, I like Gosh.
I like
better.
Gosh better.
Yeah, but here's the reason it can't be Jabby is because of Jake, right?
That's
so
true.
because they named them Jake and Josh, good job, writers.
Yeah, seriously.
You can't name
J
them.
and J.
It reminded me of Drake and Josh.
Yeah, Drake and Josh, great show.
Just got on that.
I have a feeling we talked about this last time.
I think we did.
Okay, let's talk about the first date. So we go to, okay, for those who've never been to San Francisco, I'm from there. A molecular
wanna go.
gastronomy restaurant is so San Francisco.
And it's a thing?
No, but like that kind of thing where he was like, it's all organic and I till the earth myself and I blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I miss the city so much.
But isn't it like all organic here
Yeah.
as well though?
I love how he's like, it's on a foam bed of jalapeno
Yeah.
froth.
Yep, it was just the most San Francisco thing I've ever seen. It made me really homesick. So we met Chef Hunter, who
Oh gosh.
he was pretty to look at.
Oh yeah.
Josh was like, you didn't sound so chiseled over the phone.
I mean, I would flirt with him. if
Flirt,
I
yeah,
were
that's-
On your
Gabby.
first date with the guy you wanted to be with for years?
Yep, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
I would. And then we've got the killer bird.
Oh yeah.
The killer bird.
I love it.
I'm sorry, who punches a bird?
Apparently Josh.
Because they were like in front of the camera, like, oh my gosh. And then like all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
who punches a bird? Like, how do you punch a bird?
Right. Also, yeah,
Like,
excellent question. Excellent question. So, did you think the bird died?
No. At first, I was like, the bird's gonna like come, like they're gonna think it's dead and it's gonna like flop around and then just like hit someone in the face or something. That's what I thought was gonna
Yeah.
happen.
No, because then the episode would have ended too quickly.
No, that's true.
I like the way you think.
I like the way you think too.
No, if this happens, then the episode's boring.
Then it's gone. Yeah.
There we go.
So we take the bird to the vet, and I was
Oh my
really
gosh.
upset about this vet that doesn't deal with wild animals. My sister-in-law's a vet. I call bull on.
But
There's some that
but
I've known
also-
personally, some that do that. They're like, no wild animals. And I've actually been to a veterinarian before where I'm like, hey, you know, like, have you ever treated this kind of animal? They're like, oh, that's a wild animal. We don't do that.
Interesting.
But also they have like bird sanctuaries and stuff like that.
Fair point.
Well,
So-
yeah, but I mean, if it's a life or death situation for this animal, you'd think, okay, let's try to help him out. Especially if Josh has all this money that he's ready to throw at them.
Yeah.
Well, you think that they know bird sanctuaries exist? I
It's
don't
the
know.
middle of the night, or
Yeah, like, let's go.
9:30 p.m.
That's true. But are vets open that late?
Yes.
Time for our
It was-
bedtime.
It was an emergency room for vets.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when the bird was feeling better after 20 minutes,
Yeah.
Can we talk about how she nursed it back to health in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
She brings the bird back to Josh's house, and they go to release it over the balcony. And at this point, Becca and I had the same thought. What kind of? I was positive that they were going, because it's only been like 20 minutes. They were going to release it over the balcony, and it was just going to drop and die.
I thought that was going to happen too, but that would have been too predictable, I guess.
No, that would be so good.
I thought that a hawk was going to like come and like
swoop in and get like the proposal with the dog and the phone.
Yes. No, I was like, don't let it go. There's probably a hawk or something outside.
No, but that was amazing.
San Francisco has hawks? Where are you from? Yeah. Texas.
Texas.
Texas, they have
But
hawks.
I was also watching like a funniest video the other day where a butterfly got eaten, like swooped away by a hawk.
Great. Thank you for that.
That's like such a thing, like in movies. Oh, it just a hawk comes and gets it.
No, this was like a really.
All right.
Hi, Cruz.
Yeah, he said he really wants a shout out. What's up, Cruz?
All right.
Sup?
Hello.
Thanks for watching.
Hi.
Hello. Great. So, we were talking about the bird.
Yeah.
So anyway, the bird flies and then attacks them, and then she goes to the ER.
Yeah.
Yay.
No sex for them.
Okay. They need to calm down with the sexy times.
They're putting too much pressure on it.
They're putting a lot of pressure.
It's like, oh, we need to have sex. We need to have sex tonight. We're going to have sex tonight after dinner. Or no, we're going to have sex tonight after we get home from the vet.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
But that's just how they both are.
It's like the first time they did it, they just like got drunk and that's what happened. But now
That's
it's like,
usually how it goes, guys. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
It's more likely to do that, to be that than the perfect fairy tale, whatever.
Yeah.
And with Gabi and Josh, it will never be the perfect fairy tale because they're just awkward people.
Also,
Especially Josh.
On a comedy, it's never going to be the perfect fairy tale. It's always going to be awkward, and then when it happens, it'll be magical and romantic. That said, the story, had they done it after the date, right, after the bird, after the emergency room, that's the kind of like great story for anyone who's ever watched The Nanny. Like, those are the kind of great stories. One day we'll tell our kids on our first date we went and there was the sexy chef and then the bird and then the pet hospital and then the ER and then we
And then
finally
your dad
did it.
punched a bird.
Yeah, like that's a fairy tale.
But they don't even get that.
No.
Nope.
I don't understand why they, like, I understand she was in the ER and she got punched in the face, but like, I don't understand why they didn't do it after that.
I know, and it's so funny because I have a quote here from Josh, and he's like, everyone's sleeping together but us. And it's so true because both of those characters, not together, but they're always sleeping with other people, and now they're like, whoa, we have to deal without sex? Like, what is life?
Well, I mean, I guess it's also because Yolanda thought she was pregnant.
True.
And Sofia and Jake, and Elliot's married.
Yeah.
So everyone is having sex
What
with
do you
them.
think about Yolanda's little relationship she's brewing that's been going on for over a month? That's something unlike her.
Yeah, I have a feeling, not to cross over shows, but I have a feeling that it's going to be kind of Baby Daddy-esque with Bonnie's character.
Okay.
I feel like that's the route they're going with that.
Okay.
Because that's the parallel character.
Yeah.
Does that
That's
make
true.
sense?
Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, like it's always like the one who has a relationship, but they kind of just do the sleeping thing and then like...
Yeah, and then it builds. All right. We have something from the chat roll?
Long,
wow.
confusing comment.
All right, read it
Go
out.
for it. Do you want me to do
Who's
it?
it
Yeah.
Okay, it says FHS is a hormone found in the blood during menopause, but correlates poorly to menopause symptoms, so a urine test wouldn't be reliable either, but they exist.
Ah,
Wow.
thank you.
Fun fact from
Thank you. I
S.J.
seriously...
Fisher.
Yeah, thank you,
Fisher.
S.J. Fisher.
Thank you, Fisher. For
Wow.
I love when we get educational here.
That's crazy.
Learning.
I never knew that.
Yeah, the more you know.
The more you know.
All right, before we move on to the second episode, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in live. Yay!
Yay.
So everybody in the chat, thank you. Everyone, please go to iTunes. We ask you to do a very simple thing. Subscribe to every single episode, but also hit the rating and reviews. That's right. If you like us, give us 5 stars. If you don't like us, give us 4 stars. The other stars, they don't work. But
No.
if you write what we're doing well, what we could be doing better, what you are looking forward to this season, we will read it live on the air next time because I forgot. And
What you want us to discuss.
yeah. So write us a review and we'll read it. I promise someone will remember next week, in 2 weeks, next time we do the show, to read your reviews live on the air and give you a shout out. That's what we do for you. You read us reviews. Thanks for watching. Let's move on. Okay.
Let's move on.
The next episode, Young and Parents. I've actually been looking forward to this episode because I knew that Cheryl Hines and Jerry O'Connell were going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Such great actors.
Amazing.
I love them.
and I loved seeing them. Did you guys watch Suburgatory?
No.
Okay.
No, but I recognized her.
Okay, so Cheryl
been in
Hines
a
played
lot.
a similar character. Well, kind of similar. Similar in class, not similar in class. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So she played a wealthier woman, but she was less.
She did good.
She was less
She was-
pill poppy.
Yeah,
and
less
getting
pill poppy and
all
drunk.
the
Yeah.
time.
Thank
No,
you.
she did. She played that well.
Oh my
Cheryl
gosh.
Hines is amazing.
Yeah.
She's a comedic genius. So she played Kathy, Josh's mother.
Which it's so funny that just now on season 3 we're getting introduced to his mom, because I feel like
Yeah,
all the shows always introduce the parents like right away, it feels like, or at least in the first season.
At least within 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Do you think because they're adults-ish that we got to wait on the parents?
I think so. I think a lot of shows with they start out maybe 16, 17, so that's why we're always thrown
Right.
in with the parent situation. But it is kind of funny after all this time. When she walked in, I was like, she can't be his mom. We've never met her before. I feel like we've met her. You know what I mean? I feel like I was so surprised. Oh wow, now we're getting introduced to them that it didn't really register at first. Whenever like Gabby's dad walks in, because I'm like, who's that?
I also think because it's a 30-minute comedy show.
Okay.
That's why we haven't
Met the
gotten
parents.
And once you take out the commercials, it's only 22 minutes to
Right.
fit all this crazy stuff in.
Now we're doing math.
Oh yes, we know math.
All right.
I'm funny.
So Kathy doesn't like Gabby once she discovers that she is both the help and the girlfriend.
And
which
poor.
I really expected her to say something like, you don't date the help. Because that's a very, like, that encompasses everything. She's not good enough for you, and she's a gold digger. You don't date the help. Yet those words never came out of her mouth. And I was like, come on.
I know. I was expecting her to say that too, but I honestly was hoping. I mean, I knew obviously the mom wouldn't like Gabby, because I was like, that would be too easy, and the episode would end, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that once she started talking about it, I was like, oh wow, this girl really doesn't like her. Like I was expecting it to just be like, oh, I don't like you, but then like get into it and be like, oh, you know what, I like you, but she just never liked her.
How interesting. I definitely thought she was going to like her, because that would have been a much more interesting way to go
It would have been.
if the drunk pill-popping mom really liked her.
Yeah.
Like, wanted to be best friends like her.
Right. Or like even that she disliked her so much that she wanted to, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're besties because I hate you.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
frenemy thing.
Yes.
So I thought we'd go that way, but we didn't. And then we meet Gabby's dad, who is upset that Gabby's dating her boss, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's
I
more
honest-
understandable than
Yeah, Becca.
That's more understandable than the mom. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Just well, first of all, I always see Gabby as like much younger than Josh. So that's part of the reason why I see it as more as like a student-teacher relationship.
Really, I've never
Interesting.
seen them like that. But I do think that I thought that the dad would be more supportive, because, oh, wow, my daughter's marrying this rich and successful businessman who makes millions of dollars. Of course. You know, I figured he would be on board.
She's daddy's little girl, and here's this man taking advantage of her, right? Because in his eyes, you know, Josh is a man taking
True.
advantage of his little girl.
Like a pretty young woman in San
Yeah.
Francisco. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I assume that her father's coming from.
Yeah.
So they have a breakup, which, okay, I'm sorry. Calling a breakup a breakup, all I went in my head was, oh, are we still on Hannah Montana?
Oh my gosh,
Like,
yes.
what kind of silly
Breakup.
make-up words are
Yeah,
these?
yeah. Which means fake breakup.
Yeah.
For those who don't know.
For those who missed the episode somehow.
Yeah.
I actually believed it at first.
Their
when-
breakup?
Well, when Josh
Oh.
the way the lines were delivered,
Yeah.
the way Jonathan delivered like the 1st line in that scene, I was like, "Whoa, is this like what happened?
Yeah,
Did I miss like 2 minutes?"
As soon as she said, we need to break up, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you just got together, and now we're going to break up just because the parents want us to break up? No.
Yeah, no, that also concerned me.
I was like, this is too unstable.
Did you assume the parents would get together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah, obviously.
As soon as I heard, you know how they were out in the hallway and they heard like some like piece of china hit the floor?
She threw a plate. That's her signature move.
Yeah, and I thought someone didn't throw a plate. I thought they like were making out and bumped up against something. So I already had like called it from them.
Oh, nice.
And then whenever they went in, I was like, oh, they're not making out. And there wasn't a plate broken on the floor because she hit it while they were making out. I was like, what?
Oh, I would have totally liked to see that. If
Yeah.
if it was like a swoop the plates off makeout. That would have been so much
That's
more
what
my
I
interesting.
God.
was expecting. But then no, we had to wait for it.
Yeah.
Dakota was disappointed.
I was ready for the makeout sesh.
I was also ready for a makeout session, which we eventually got.
Yeah.
S.J. Fisher loves Suburgatory.
Nice. Good. Fun fact, Rex Lee also on Suburgatory.
Oh,
Yeah.
love Rex Lee.
I love Rex Lee, who plays Elliot, for those who, for whatever reason,
He's
don't know who the
so
cast
funny.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. So after they have their breakup and then the parents are together and then we have this whole you can't be together if we can't be together and Game of Thrones references, which I appreciated. We had to see them reveal that they really care about each other and they see something long term.
Were you surprised at how like
Josh.
dedicated Josh seemed to be within like the first minute of talking about her?
No, I feel like the way they're dating, it's as though they're dating and know they're eventually going to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way the first date was going in the first episode felt like this is our first date of the rest of our lives because we're getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they're having a first date. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so to see them have this relationship where he has to reveal that he's very serious and he sees a future with her, I was like, yeah, this feels weird. It feels weird.
It feels weird, but I feel like it's overdue. Like I feel like finally.
But it felt genuine.
Yeah, I loved how
yeah.
it was genuine. I mean, the fact that he used the word forever, like I can see us being together forever, I was like, oh, shoot, like he's serious. Like, because we always know that in their hearts they feel like that, but we never see that come out on screen because they're always like back and forth. Oh, I like you, never mind, I don't like you. And it's like, finally he says, yes, I can see myself with you forever.
Do you think his fear of commitment that came out at the end was out of character?
I felt like as soon as he said forever, I was like, he's committed. He's ready to go. And then as soon as the mom left, and then they were like, why aren't you getting closer to me? I was like, are you kidding me? I got my hopes up, and then now here we go. It's stripped away again.
Yeah, Becca.
I think the whole situation with his mom being there kind of just ruined everything. To be honest, I don't feel like he would have acted that way if his mom hadn't come.
Yeah. I was really worried that the reaction was because he saw their parents together and now he was looking at her like a sister. Like that's where I thought we were going.
That's a good idea. I didn't think of it like that because of the Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah, that's where my head was at, that it wasn't a fear of commitment. It was that there was this, brother-sister thing.
There's someone on the chat, Boo69.
Hey, Boo, welcome!
And she says, I made it, hey, to you.
Yeah.
And then said she laughed so hard at the Game of Thrones reference as well.
Also,
welcome, Boo.
Also, SJ said maybe it was a mental thing in seeing his mom reinforced.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you guys want to say about Gosh before we move on to the girls' night out?
Anything else?
Final thoughts.
I feel like they just need to get over this craziness. I feel like every episode we get like this hint of like hope, and it just gets stripped away every time. And I know that's part of the show, but I would like to see them move forward with them actually being a couple. Yeah. And then we can have separate storylines where it's not like the chase, We can like finally be together and then deal with real life problems of what it's like to be together. You know what I'm saying?
They need to just... I want them to move on to the next step in their relationship.
Yeah.
Yes, amen.
It just bugs me that like they still haven't done it.
It bugs you.
It bugs me because I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
They're finding reasons that don't exist.
Yeah. Like every episode raises a new problem.
Right.
At this point, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Girls' Night Out real quick.
Let's talk.
Okay.
That was hilarious.
Sofia and Yolanda have Girls' Night Out and bring Elliot.
Yolanda brings Elliot.
I loved the footage at the end of their behavior.
It was so great.
It was so funny.
Perfect.
When we found out that they were kicked out the next day and they decided it was a racist move.
Yeah.
We were all fully aware that they probably did something awful.
Oh, yeah, based on their characters.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm so surprised, though, that they were able to do a social media campaign.
Yeah. I was like, okay, at first I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to pull the race card.
Yeah.
And then I was so happy that for once Freeform kind of made light of it. And they're like, you know what? Like, these people are trying to make it this race thing, and they were just kind of poking fun at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tense subject, you know, and it is to be taken seriously. But I like how they did it in a way that it wasn't like, you know, antagonizing towards race or anything like that. But they made it a fun way, like, oh no, these people really are just being crazy in the movie theater.
Yeah, no, they were drunk. I think
Yeah.
when we saw the footage of them pouring the beer down Elliot's mouth, they got it all over himself. And then I think what really solidified it was all of the footage at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Cracked me up. I like the one where, like, not to violate you, but, like, they were, like, resting.
Oh, they were resting on
and,
her
like,
boobs.
And Sophia's mouth was open and was kind of going, like it was like
she's
a
trying
child milking.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I loved that. And I think the whole thing, of the whole footage at the end, I was like, I just wanted it to keep going.
I thought my favorite part of that was when Elliot was on the phone and he was like, you know that actor we were talking about the other day?
Like, here's
Who
him.
is this?
Let's FaceTime. I'm going to show you who
That
is.
is
so funny.
the most relatable thing ever for me while watching a movie.
Please tell me you have not done that in the theater.
No, I haven't actually like physically like FaceTimed someone, but I have pulled out my phone and gone on IMDb and been like,
always.
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Every day.
every time I see a movie.
Yeah.
So that just reminded me of that just a little more.
Did you expect when the theater owner came over with the footage and Sofia at the end was like, we're going to call it, like, we're dropping this, you're dropping this, we're calling it a deal. Did you not expect her to say, all right, we're calling this a deal. You're going to give us the free tickets and we're going to forget this happened?
Oh, she should have
Right?
done that.
Like, that was the line I expected.
Yeah, but no.
instead,
Out of Sofia.
Yeah, especially out of Sofia.
Oh, she's always trying to work an angle to
Yeah.
get a deal. But it was an intoxication station up in that theater, I'm telling
yeah.
you. It was great.
Becca?
Oh, sorry.
You had something to say?
Okay, I think this is hilarious. S.J. Fisher said that he's liking the girls' night out, and he's actually starting to like the friends side of the story, like Yolanda, Sofia, and Elliot, rather than the main point of the show, which is, you know,
Right,
gosh.
the couple.
Yeah, that's what I
think
liked.
I'm
I
enjoying
liked
it
that
better.
part of the episode as well better. What I was gonna point out is that if anyone didn't notice, the guy from the movie theater who walked in was the principal in Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not even realize that.
Freeform, formerly ABC Family, likes to share their cast.
Yeah.
Just share them.
Absolutely.
So I freaked out over that one.
Loved it.
Nice. Thank you for pointing that out for everybody.
Of course.
That's what you're here for.
Yes.
I also think should be noted that Sofia, did a name check and said, oh, Jake is out tonight or Jake is busy or whatever she said. So 2 episodes we didn't get him.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why. I wonder if he was like, shooting something else.
Oh no, I think it's because he's just a guest star. And they can't,
Yeah,
they don't wanna pay him.
he's a guest
They're
star.
like, no, we're not going to pay this guy.
Yeah.
I wish, speaking of guest stars,
Yeah.
I wish Justin McCartney would come back.
Oh,
We know.
yeah. We all know you want Jesse McCartney back, but he's in China. He can't. His
I'll
character.
tell you this. I really want their parents back. I really like
I do
the
too.
story. I like the story of the parents. I love Cheryl Hines. I love Jerry O'Connell. I think that is an interesting story that
I think that would be a great storyline if
Yeah.
they brought the parents back.
I think I could really use like 2 fresh faces in this show. I feel like we need like a new couple or something to kind of give the show like a new revamp.
Well, it sounds like we're heading into predictions. No?
Well, no.
No?
Where's the music?
Predictions? No.
Predictions.
All right.
Predictions?
Maybe not.
Predictions.
All right.
That's where we're heading, guys. Okay.
Let's just pretend lights flash.
Yeah.
Lights flash. There was a sound cue.
Oh, a little late, but here we are.
Your AfterBuzz
Okay.
TV.
Predictions.
All right, Becca. You're predicting that somebody comes back from China.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Oh, I hope. I want someone to come back from China. Someone.
Any other predictions?
Hopefully, Josh and Gabi will grow up and get to the next step of their relationship and stop acting like they're 14-year-olds.
You mean do it? You want them to do it?
Becca's all
Or
for it.
that.
Or that. Wait, so what's the next step of their relationship if not finally having sex?
Like, stop getting distracted by everything.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Because they get distracted by the tiniest little things.
They do.
Which is, I'm like, okay, I get it because it's hilarious, but also
Grow up.
get on with
on with
the...
get it on.
Kissing,
yeah, exactly.
et cetera, et cetera.
Dakota.
All right, so you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I think this is a real possibility. They might lead down this road. It might change over into some kind of like a baby daddy feel where maybe once they finally do it, I feel like she's going to get knocked up. I feel like it's going to happen, and I feel like that is going to be like the next few seasons of like, oh, Gabby's a mom. I feel like it's going to happen.
Interesting.
By the end of this season, I feel like she's going to be pregnant.
Okay.
First of all, we know you're crazy. Second of all, that'd be a good storyline.
Well, so I'm gonna play off that. I think that they're eventually gonna frickin' do it.
I was going to be like, excuse me?
Yeah, they're gonna frickin' do it. I'm trying not to swear. It's freeform. And there's gonna be a pregnancy scare.
You think it'll
This
be a
season.
scare?
I think this season will be a pregnancy scare.
Next
Maybe
season.
next season she'll actually get pregnant.
Yes. I think
I
the
can see
pregnancy
that.
scare thing.
Any
Try to
predictions in the
elongate
chat?
things.
Yes.
I do
None
not
yet?
see predictions.
All right.
From anyone.
Well, that's okay. They can predict with us on Twitter.
Yes.
So, Becca, why don't you tell people where they can send you their predictions?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
Awesome. Dakota?
And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones.
Awesome. And you can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And of course, I'm doing a giveaway on Twitter and Instagram, so make sure you're following me there. Literally giving DVDs to people.
Wow.
So make sure you're following me. And lastly, I have a new podcast. Yay! It's free on iTunes. It's called Intimate Interrogations. Check it out. And we'll be back every other week here, Wednesdays at AfterBuzz for more Young and Hungry. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.